Hello everybody, Big Beardy back again with another video, and I've got a coffee, I've got a piece of paper with a lot of questions, so it must be a Q&A day. I'm trying to drop a video every Wednesday from now on, 4 o'clock. If you've noticed recently, that's what I've been doing, but I'm going to sprinkle those videos in with a few Q&As, answering questions from the videos I've dropped, just to help some people out there, answer some questions, and broaden the information I'm getting out there, basically. So, let's get into it. I've got plenty of questions to get through today. These aren't quick fire. I'll try and go into a bit of depth on them so you get a bit more information. But first of all, if I butcher your name, by the way, I'm really sorry. I'm awful at reading names. Ryan Raymond talks about blank PODs. Sometimes you get a POD sent to you from a shipper via email. Do you have to use them, and what do you do about those? Think about the scenario you're in. A lot of the time you're on the road, you're driving from A to B, you're not at home, you're not going to be able to print those PODs off. I've never had a shipper or anyone complain about me using a generic POD. I do have one shipper, one shipper which I do print their PODs off them, but that's because I do regular work for them. And they prefer those PODs, they're a regular customer, so I print their PODs off for them. But no, you do not have to use the shipper's POD. Just because you don't have a printer in the van, or I don't think most people have printers in their van, so it would be near impossible to actually use their own PODs. If you have a situation though that, let's say you've got booked a job, you're picking up the next morning and you're at home that night, then by all means use their PODs. If that's what the shipper wants, it might help you build a relationship. They might think actually they're using my PODs, so I might book them again. Little things like that sometimes help. But no, you do not have to use the shipper's POD. Can I have a little sip of coffee? Oh, it's cold today, by the way. It's those winter months are starting to come in. Leaves are falling, starting to get cold. Everyone out there, because I think we had the first frost on the morning outside my house of the year. Just whilst I'm on it, be careful out there. I don't want anyone getting hurt. It is getting cold. And we're going to start seeing some adverse weather conditions start coming in. So, obviously, especially for you newbies who have not actually had a winter as a courier driver, be slow, be safe. It's better to get there than not get there at all. But that's my little friendly message. Next up, Robin. These next few are about the invoice video I did the other day. Do you have to print off? Do you have to send a paper copy every single time? You do not have to send a paper copy every single time. Every shipper does it differently. Some just want paper copies, some just want electronic copies, some want both. The system I showed you, which I used, is just the system I use. Because there's so many shippers that want you to jump through so many different hoops and want you to do this and that, and that, I just basically go, no, I'm just going to send you both. You sort it out. That way, I've covered my back. They've got both copies. There's no confusion. Else you're constantly looking through each shipper. Oh, you want this and you want this, and no, just send both. You don't have to do that. You don't have to send both. You can look and see what the shipper actually wants, but it's a pain in the ass. So that's why I send both. Like, you might have a better system than me, and if you do, please tell me what it is. But that's what I do. So, also William Joffreys, I think it's William Joffreys, said, why send the paper copies when they've already got the electronic copies? I know, right? Why send the paper copies? Because they ask for it, and some will not pay without the paper copies. So you're covering your back. I don't want to send paper copies. I think it's the stupidest thing in our industry. Really do. Why am I sending you something when you've already got a signed electronic copy in this day and age? But some shippers have to have them, else they won't pay you, and being paid overrides my annoyance of that situation. Another one is C11 Yan. He also says invoice, the video I did on the invoice, it's a waste of time and a waste of resources. I'm not sure if he was saying, because you don't really get context in messages, but saying the way I did it was a waste of time and a waste of resources, or just the process in general. But it is. I agree, it is a waste of time and a waste of resources. I don't want to do it, but at the same time, I want to get paid. So, there's that. Next up, Ian Mayrick. How you doing, Ian? He's always put messages on my thing, some really good information. He mentioned a site called Crash Maps. This is basically a website. I don't know if they've got an app or not, or if it's just a website. You go on your phone and it shows you where accidents have been in certain areas. Going back to what I said a second ago about being safe out there on the road with the weather changing. It might be, if you're going to an area you don't know, or you're going through somewhere like the Peak District where the roads are all winding, it's hilly, checking where there have been accidents before, sort of just to give you a bit more knowledge and maybe think, actually, I might want to slow down for this section of road or something, might be a valuable bit of information. It's a great tool. The more tools you have, the more prepared you are, and the safer you can be. So have a look at it. I don't know how much I would use it. I might use it all the time. I don't know until I actually start putting it into practice, but definitely something worth looking at, because being safe should be one of your main priorities. Record, I'm not sure how you pronounce your name, talks about HP Instinct, a cheaper way of printing off your invoices and everything. I had a quick look at it. I haven't had a big look at it, but I'm going to, because anything that saves you money and drops your overheads is obviously a valuable thing to have. So yep, definitely have a look at that. I think you pay a monthly fee and you get X amount of prints per month, depending on which subscription you're with. That is black and white and colour. So instead of maybe going out and paying for your own ink and everything, using that might be a much more valuable, a much more cost-effective way of doing it. So definitely go and have a look at that. Another app as well from Hibernian Kingi, I think you pronounce your name, called Zio. This is for multi-droppers, or if you do multi-drop. It's apparently a free multi-drop app that's very good, according to Hibernian. There's a lot of multi-drop apps out there. A lot of them give you a sort of a free trial and then you have to pay after a bit of time. I've tried 3 or 4. They're all very similar. The main difference is a lot of them will go, use us, and then after you've used them for 3 months or a couple of months, they'll go, oh right, now you have to pay $9.99 or something like that. So, but yeah, definitely check that out. Like I said, there's lots of multi-drops apps out there, so go check them out and see which one works best for you. Next up, we have Chris C. How you doing, Chris? Hope you're doing well, mate. He was talking about feedback, the fact that when you send the invoices, it doesn't show you some part of the feedback thing. If you're on the CX, top right-hand corner, there's 3 lines that takes you to your profile page. There is a tab on there that says feedback. If you click on that, it will bring up all the shippers you still haven't left feedback for. So that might help. If you're trying to figure out which shipper you haven't sent feedback to, that will bring them up, and then you can just go through them, send whichever feedback you need to send to them. So hoping that helps you a little bit, mate. What I would say to anyone who's new to the CX or hasn't really had a look at the desktop, have a play around with it. Go into different sections, figure out where things are. I spent probably my first 6 months on the CX only using like 3 tabs and didn't really look at it properly because I was out working all the time. And then I actually got into it and started looking at all the different things and realised, oh shit, there's a lot more here than actually I thought there was, and a lot more stuff that could help me. So definitely have a play around with the desktop. There's a lot on there. Don't be put off by it. Just fiddle around with it. You're not going to break it. Well, at least hope you don't, because I need to use it. Tom Grinley, I think it is. Can you mass print all your invoices? Had a little fiddle. I couldn't figure a way to do it. There might be a way to mass print every invoice you've got on there. The quickest way I found to do it is you just bring all your invoices up and just click print on each one as you go down and then print them off. It takes a little bit of time, but no, I can't actually find a way to mass print all your invoices. If someone does know how to do it, please leave a comment and let everyone else know how to do it, because it could be helpful, especially at the end of the year. If you want to print off a certain section, just print them all off in one go. Might be very time efficient. Next up, who we got? We got, excuse me, I'll have a little bit of coffee. Can't be a coffee on a Monday morning. Steve Cage. Oh, right, yes. He asks, can I recommend vans for beginners and for seasoned users of vans? I'm not sure what you're actually asking there, mate, but because, a van's a van. There's no sort of beginner van or seasoned van. That as long as you've got a driving license, you can drive a van. So, and I don't do reviews or recommendations for what van people should get. I will give you the information. You can look through my videos. I say this is a good van for this and this is a good van for that, but I would never say go get this van. I'm not a van reviewer. There are plenty of other people out there that do that job. Auto Trader have people that do van reviews. You will get a lot better information from them than you would from me. One of the reasons as well is I only really drive my van. I don't have enough information about other vans and other types of vans to confidently say go get this one, because then I'll be doing you a disservice. So I wouldn't do that. But when it comes to like being a beginner or a seasoned courier, I suppose you could say doing what I do is sort of the beginner stuff. All you need is a driving license and the insurance and everything. But then again, you can have a full and very profitable career driving a long wheelbase the whole of your life. So the season stuff I would think is like the 7.5 ton stuff where you've got to go and get O licenses and all that other stuff. If you watch Pete, he's now upgraded to bigger and stuff. But just do your research. If you're looking to get in and you don't know what van to get, if it's a small van, a long wheelbase, a Luton, I've got a few videos on it. Pete has, I think Danny Boy has as well. Just do your research and obviously go and look at actual van reviews of individual vans. This is stuff you should be doing, I think, before you start in the industry anyway. But thanks for the question. If you want to clarify a little bit more, please send me a message. I'll be happy to talk about it a little bit more. And last up, I made a mistake on my anyone who saw the Goggins challenge, please say you did. I know a few of you have watched me suffer through the Goggins challenge. I mentioned his book in it. I actually said the book was called Stay Hard. It's not. It's called Can't Hurt Me Now. Stay Hard is sort of his little quote he says at the end of his videos. But also, please go check out Goggins. He is an inspirational dude. I love the man. He really inspires me to try harder and stay hard. And obviously check out his book. But that's the questions for now. Hope I've clarified some stuff. Probably not. I'm a bit crap at this. Like I said, I'll have videos dropping every Wednesday 4 o'clock, my usual videos. Oh, I did have a comment from someone I forgot to write down. He mentioned something about me being sometimes disappearing, not releasing a video every week. That's why I'm trying to release them every Wednesday and do it weekly rather and sort of get a schedule together. I'm trying to be more efficient in my own life and getting stuff sorted a bit better. But I have got a few projects in the works that I will be announcing soon regarding my different YouTube stuff and various other things. And hopefully if you enjoy my videos, you'll enjoy those as well. But I'll be announcing them soon. But please, as always, be safe out there and have a great day. And like, comment and subscribe, because the more you subscribe, the more you like, and the more you comment, the more I know what to talk about. Take it easy.